I'm Mike with Ware Landscaping, and we are at a huge project we just finished up in Naperville. It's for a townhome association. They were faced with massive flooding issues all throughout the property, and we installed French drains for them. It's worked wonderfully. Like, we just had tons of rain this week, and the systems were tested. They're working great. It's actually really good for the sod too, because we just put down a whole lot of sod. But we did French drains all through here. You can see how the French drain is a little bit lower. The grading portion is really important too, because that helps get everything into the French drain. But they had issues with people slipping and falling on the sidewalks during the winter, and you can see now how this is just a little bit lower. All the water's going to go into that, and the downspouts are all tied into it too. And as you walk over here, this area was probably one of the worst areas, and they have tons of pooling and sitting water over here, and the French drain is going right through this area. When we're doing the French drain, we put a perforated pipe all through here and then a bunch of gravel around it, and the gravel actually takes away the mushiness, which is really important, and that's going to help absorb the water, because in areas where there's lots of water, usually your feet will literally sink through the grass. That's definitely not the case anymore, but we tied in the downspouts. As you walk over here, you can kind of see the big picture of how there's definitely a swale going through here. And when it's a more severe problem, we tend to make the swales a little bit more, just to help get the water in. But we use NDS collection basins. I personally like to use the 6-inch ones because you don't trip over them. The 9 and 12-inch ones they're actually a square shape, and they're much bigger, and they're much easier to trip over. Some people will put those in over farther distances. What I like to do is I like to put them in every 20 feet and use the smaller ones, so it'll maximize getting water into the system. Some people believe that you don't need to put in catch basins, and I completely disagree with that. The catch basins are really important, because if you're getting water in your house or in the air ducts or anything under a slab, you want to get the water in the French drain and then away from your house as quickly as possible, and that's going to help expedite it. And then another thing that we do is this is where we use the 9-inch collection basins, and we've been doing this for years. I think it works awesome. We have them at my family's house, and the only maintenance with them is you literally take your hand, do that, brush off any leaves. But we put that in there because that's the number one way that a system could clog, and we're able to give a really strong, good warranty. That's a 10-year, no questions asked warranty, and that's a big part of it. But you can see through here, this is definitely a huge collection point where a lot of water is gonna go into the system. It's lower than the sidewalk. You can see all through here. It's really neat. This turned out really cool. Our crews did a wonderful job. But you can see they had a lot of ice along here, so we made the swale goes all through here. That's another really important part of the grading. I can't emphasize that enough, that the grading is such a huge part of it. And we did it on both sides, and then the sod also kind of helps channel all of the water into there, which is a really important part, and it soaks up some of it too. But then another question that a lot of people ask is, where in the heck do I put all the water? And in an occurrence like this, they have a lot of storage sewers, so you definitely want to utilize that. We'll actually bore into those directly, so all of the water is going to go into there directly. They also have a big pond over there. You could drain the French drains into the ponds, but you definitely want to get all the roof water from the downspouts into the system, everything graded to where it's going to go into the system, and then drain it all into storm sewer like this. And just kind of wanted to share a really neat project that we just did, and it's cool because we're going to be able to help out a lot of families, and there's a lot of people that live here, and they're not going to have to worry about slipping anymore. And then they could literally golf or play baseball or play catch out here now, and it makes the space totally usable and beautiful at the same time.